The house stood alone, a sentinel of forgotten grandeur. Its paint, once vibrant, was now peeling, revealing the tired wood beneath. The ornate trim, a mockery of its former elegance, hung limply. The windows, like vacant eyes, stared out blindly.
Breath-catching. Oh, it's even more imposing than I imagined.
Anna stood before the imposing structure, her breath catching in the crisp autumn air. A shiver ran down her spine, a tremor of anticipation mixed with dread.
Whispering to herself, I've heard the stories. A family driven to madness.
Armed with her camera and a thirst for the unknown, Anna was determined to uncover the truth. As she stepped across the threshold, the heavy oak door creaked shut behind her, sealing her fate.
Creaking sound. Creak.
The air inside was stale and heavy, thick with the scent of decay and the weight of forgotten memories. Dust motes danced in the faint slivers of light that pierced the gloom.
Whispering, here we go.
The house was a labyrinth of dark hallways and shadowy rooms, each one a treasure trove of forgotten lives.
Softly, so many stories, so many secrets.
Anna wandered through the remnants of a bygone era, her fingers trailing over the dusty surfaces of antique furniture.
Gasping, a doll.
In the parlour, she found a child's doll lying discarded on the floor. Its porcelain face was cracked, its painted eyes staring vacantly into the gloom. A chill ran down her spine as she picked it up, its tiny button nose cold against her skin.
Nervously, did I just hear a giggle?
She swore she could hear a faint giggle echoing in the air around her. Moving deeper into the house, she stumbled upon a library, its shelves lined with leather-bound books.
Reverently, so many books, so much history.
She ran her fingers across the spines, tracing the faded titles with a sense of reverence. As she pulled out a volume, a scrap of paper fluttered to the floor.
Reading a darkness that threatened to consume them all.
The house seemed to press in on her, the silence becoming a suffocating presence. She could hear the whisper of her own breath amplified in the stillness.
Whispering, what's that sound?
And then she heard it. A faint sound, almost imperceptible, like the rustle of silk.
Freezing. Oh no, it's closer.
She froze, her heart pounding in her chest. The sound came again, this time closer, a soft whisper just at the edge of her hearing. It was a name, she realized, whispered on the wind. Her name.
Soft whisper. Anna.
Fear coiled in the pit of her stomach, cold and sharp. She told herself it was just the wind, playing tricks on her nerves, but deep down, a primal instinct told her that something was wrong.
Nervously, it's just the wind, just the wind.
As she moved through the house, the whispers grew stronger, more distinct. They seemed to emanate from the walls themselves, as if the house itself were trying to communicate with her.
Whispering, betrayal, madness, darkness.
They spoke of betrayal, of madness, of a darkness that consumed all who dared to enter.
Whispering, what happened here?
The house was coming alive around her. Floorboards groaned beneath her feet like the weary sighs of a dying beast. The wind howled through the cracks in the walls, carrying with it the sound of distant screams. The shadows seemed to writhe and twist, taking on forms both menacing and seductive.
I have to know the truth, no matter the cost.
The voices were leading her somewhere, calling to her from the darkest corners of the house. They whispered of a secret, a truth that had been buried for far too long. She found herself drawn to the grand staircase, its once polished wood now dull and scratched. As she ascended, each step creaked a mournful lament, as if warning her to turn back.
Come closer. Discover the truth.
But I can't turn back now.
Anna's hand trembled as she reached out to touch the cold glass. The voices were deafening now, swirling around her like a vortex of madness. They whispered of her deepest fears, her most secret desires. They promised her power, knowledge, if only she would embrace the darkness.
Embrace the darkness. Gain the power.
Doubt gnawed at the edges of her mind. Was she losing her grip on reality? The line between sanity and madness blurred.
Am I trapped within its twisted corridors, unable to escape the echoes of the past?
The house had its hooks in her now, and it would not let go. She looked into the mirror, searching for her reflection in the depths of the darkness. But the face that stared back at her was not her own. It was a woman's face, pale and gaunt, with eyes that burned with a cold, malevolent light.
You are not alone?
The reflection whispered, its voice a chilling echo of the voices that had haunted her throughout the house.
We have been waiting for you, Anna. Join us.
The face in the mirror reached out, its hand a skeletal claw. Anna stumbled back, a scream rising in her throat. The mirror rippled, the image of the woman dissolving into a swirling vortex of darkness. The house had claimed her.